Welcome back to BMB Spoilers channel, where we uncover the latest drama and shocking developments in the bold and the beautiful. Today, we delve into an explosive storyline involving Zende and Carter, two characters whose friendship has taken a dramatic and tragic turn. For years, Zende and Carter shared a bond built on trust, mutual respect, and camaraderie. Their friendship was a cornerstone of stability at Forrester Creations. Zende admired Carter's loyalty and professionalism, while Carter valued Zende's sincerity and strong moral compass. However, the tides have shifted dramatically, and their once solid friendship now lies in ruins. The transformation began when Carter entered into a relationship with Hope. Those close to him, especially Zende, noticed a change in Carter's demeanor. Once a trusted employee who was loyal to the Forrester family, Carter's priorities seemed to shift. As time passed, his ambitions took a startling turn, culminating in an act of betrayal that no one saw coming. Carter wrested control of Forrester Creations from Ridge and Steffi, leaving the family reeling and Zende questioning how his friend could change so drastically. Zende, who has always had a strong sense of loyalty to the Forrester family, was devastated by Carter's actions. In his eyes, Carter's betrayal was not only a professional affront but also a personal one. Determined to confront Carter and seek answers, Zende decided it was time for a serious discussion. Their conversation started civilly, with Zende urging Carter to return the company to Ridge and Steffi, reminding him of the trust and respect the Forresters had always shown him. But Carter refused, justifying his actions with a confidence and defiance that Zende could hardly recognize. The tension between the two men escalated quickly, their emotions boiling over as Zende accused Carter of abandoning his principles and becoming unrecognizable. What started as a verbal disagreement spiraled into a physical altercation. Tempers flared, and punches were thrown. Zende, caught up in a whirlwind of anger and betrayal, found himself in a moment of uncontrollable rage. In a tragic twist, during the heat of the fight, Zende's actions led to Carter's death. Stunned and horrified by what he had done, Zende was consumed by guilt and fear. He realized the gravity of his actions immediately but chose not to flee the scene. Instead, Zende made the difficult decision to call the authorities and report what had happened. Carter's death has sent shockwaves through the Forrester family and the broader community. The questions now loom: what will happen to Zende? Will the law view his actions as a tragic accident, or will he face criminal charges for taking Carter's life? How will the Forrester family, already grappling with Carter's betrayal, react to this devastating loss? As the legal and emotional fallout from this shocking event begins to unfold, viewers will witness the impact on everyone involved. Zende's fate hangs in the balance as he must face the consequences of his actions. Meanwhile, the Forrester family must navigate their grief, their sense of betrayal, and the fractured relationships that Carter's betrayal and death have left behind. This storyline promises to be one of the most gripping arcs in the bold and the beautiful history, bringing themes of loyalty, betrayal, and redemption to the forefront. Stay tuned as we continue to follow the aftermath of Carter's death and Zende's journey through this heart-wrenching chapter of his life. Next, we're exploring an epic upheaval at Forrester Creations that's shaking the very foundations of the company. Carter Walton has taken the reins as the new head of Forrester, leaving behind a trail of shattered relationships, broken trust, and simmering resentment. Let's dig into the drama, uncover the motives, and predict where this storm might lead. Buckle up, because this story is layered with twists and turns. The emotional firestorm at Brooke's cabin. Let's start in the serene yet emotionally fraught setting of Brooke's cabin, which becomes the arena for a heart-wrenching confrontation between Hope and her mother. The cabin, usually a sanctuary for familial bonding, now feels like a battlefield. Hope reveals the shocking news: Carter Walton is officially the new head of Forrester Creations. For Brooke, this declaration is nothing short of betrayal. Her disbelief is palpable, her voice shaking as she repeats the words, trying to make sense of this seismic shift. "So, this is really happening," Brooke sighs, her composure faltering. Her loyalty to Ridge and his legacy blinds her to Hope's perspective, which is rooted in a deep desire for fairness and recognition. Hope, however, refuses to back down. She defends Carter as a man of integrity who is finally addressing the long-standing inequities within the company. Carter isn't just fighting for himself, he's fighting for all of us who've been overlooked, Hope argues passionately. Brooke, however, sees only the destruction of a legacy she has spent decades upholding. Her sharp retort, "Forrester is Ridge's legacy, not Carter's playground," cuts through Hope's defenses, but it also reveals the generational divide at play. Hope is tired of being treated as an outsider, and this moment becomes a symbolic declaration of independence from her mother's shadow. The conversation ends with Brooke warning, "This has gone too far," leaving the air thick with tension and unresolved pain. Inside the Forrester halls, whispers of a new order. Moving on to the heart of Forrester Creations, the tension is so thick you can practically cut it with a knife. The staff, usually preoccupied with fashion and innovation, is now consumed by rumors and speculation. In a corner of the design room, Zende busies himself with packing Hope for the future samples while exchanging anxious glances with Will. "Something big is going on," Zende whispers, his voice tinged with unease. His words carry a weight that speaks to the uncertainty hanging over the company. Electra, vibrant as ever, enters with a box of glittering jewelry destined for the CEO's office. But Zende quickly advises her against making the trip. Pam has the office on lockdown, Will interjects, adding to the growing mystique of what's unfolding behind closed doors. Electra hesitates, her curiosity piqued, but her instincts urging caution. As they deliberate, Zende reflects on the whirlwind of changes that have swept through the company. "There's been so much change. I wonder what's next," he muses, encapsulating the collective anxiety of the Forrester staff. The once stable ecosystem of the company is now teetering on the brink of chaos, leaving everyone questioning their roles and futures in this brave new world. The battle in the CEO office, Eric versus Carter. Meanwhile, in the most sacred space of Forrester Creations, the CEO office, a fiery confrontation is underway. Eric Forrester, the patriarch and heart of the company, stands face to face with Carter Walton, the man who now occupies the very seat Eric once held with pride. The symbolism is striking: Eric, a man of tradition and legacy, versus Carter, a disruptor challenging the status quo. "Look at you," Eric snarls, his voice dripping with disdain. "Standing behind this desk, convincing yourself you actually belong there." His words are a dagger aimed straight at Carter's heart, but Carter remains resolute. He acknowledges Eric's pain but refuses to apologize for his actions. "I know you're upset, Eric, but this isn't about legacy, it's about the future," Carter replies firmly. Ridge, standing off to the side, looks visibly shaken. For the first time, he appears powerless, unable to assert control in a space he once dominated. Justin, ever the fixer, is equally at a loss. Carter is now the person in charge of Forrester Creations, he mutters grimly, as though saying it aloud might make it less surreal. Eric's anguish is raw, a mix of betrayal and heartbreak. "You were family to us, Carter. How could you do this?" he asks, his voice breaking. But Carter's response cuts to the core of his motivation: "I've never been family, Eric. Not really. At Forrester, the only name that mattered was yours, until now." The man behind the power, Carter's motivations unveiled. To truly understand the gravity of this coup, we need to delve into Carter's psyche. For years, Carter Walton has been a man in the shadows, a reliable ally, a skilled lawyer, but never the one in the spotlight. His rise to power isn't just about ambition, It's about rewriting the rules of a game that has always favored the Forresters. Hope's defense of Carter paints him as a hero, but is he really? Or is this a man driven by a desire to prove himself at any cost? Eric's scathing critique, "You're not a Forrester, and that's the only name that mattered until today," hints at an identity crisis at the heart of Carter's actions. His determination to lead Forrester Creations may be as much about personal vindication as it is about justice. Carter's appointment is a statement, a bold declaration that the era of unquestioned Forrester dominance is over. But this shift comes with consequences. Can Carter truly unify the company, or will his leadership further divide an already fractured family? What lies ahead? A fractured legacy. As the dust begins to settle, the future of Forrester Creations remains uncertain. Brooke's parting words, "This has gone too far," echo through the halls of the company and the hearts of everyone involved. For Ridge and Brooke, this isn't just a professional setback, it's a personal betrayal that threatens to unravel the fabric of their family. Hope, emboldened by Carter's actions, seems ready to embrace a new chapter where merit trumps bloodline. But her mother's warning looms large. Is this bold move a step forward, or is it the beginning of a downfall that could leave the Forrester legacy in ruins? Meanwhile, Eric, once the unshakable pillar of the company, now faces a choice. Will he step aside gracefully, or will he fight to reclaim his place in the company he built? And what of Ridge, the rightful heir? His silence speaks volumes, suggesting a storm brewing just beneath the surface. Next, we're diving into a whirlwind of drama that spans the jailhouse confessions of Luna, the tense boardroom showdown at Forrester Creations, and an emotional mother-daughter conversation at the cabin. These interconnected stories are brimming with tension, betrayal, and attempts at redemption. Let's unravel every detail, starting with a heartfelt plea from Luna to Bill. Luna's plea for redemption, a broken past, a fragile connection. At the jail, we witness a vulnerable Luna bearing her soul to Bill, who reluctantly visits her after reading her letters. "You read my letters," she smiles, her voice a mixture of hope and disbelief. Bill, ever guarded, replies, "Against my better judgment," setting the tone for their emotionally charged exchange. Luna reaches for his hand, but Bill pulls away, a symbolic gesture that reflects his inner conflict. Luna insists they share an understanding. "You've done bad things and had bad things done to you," she says, her voice trembling with the weight of her past. She paints a vivid picture of guilt and shame, haunted by the faces of Tom and Hollis. "I'm not a monster," she pleads, as she recounts a traumatic childhood marked by her mother's destructive behavior. Her confession is raw, unfiltered, and laced with desperation. She reveals how she dissociated as a child, pretending she wasn't there when things became unbearable. "You understand that, don't you, Bill?" she asks, her voice breaking. Bill, though visibly moved, maintains his stoic exterior, but a flicker of understanding passes across his face. Later, Luna deepens her appeal by recalling the sense of safety she felt in Bill's house. "No one would ever hurt me again," she says, her words soaked in longing. She reflects on how Bill, despite his own wounds, never turned his back on her. "I finally felt like someone saw me for who I am," she says, her vulnerability piercing through Bill's defenses. This layered conversation explores themes of guilt, redemption, and the human need for connection. The boardroom inferno, Carter versus the Forresters. Shifting gears to the high-stakes drama at Forrester Creations, Carter Walton stands defiant in the company's main office, facing an onslaught of accusations from the Forrester family. "This doesn't have to be combative," Carter begins, attempting to project calm, but Steffi immediately counters, "This is the definition of a hostile takeover." Ridge, visibly furious, challenges Carter's naivety, asking if he truly believes things will go back to normal. Meanwhile, Eric's betrayal cuts the deepest. "I should have fired you when you went after my wife," Eric bellows, his voice thick with anger and heartbreak. He recalls how the family forgave Carter because they loved and respected him, only to have their trust shattered. "This is how you repay me? With betrayal?" Justin, ever the pragmatist, reminds everyone that Carter now runs the LLC and, by extension, the company. Carter, trying to soften the blow, insists he's not ousting Eric, but Ridge's sarcasm drips through. "Thank you," he quips, his disdain palpable. The conversation takes a personal turn when Steffi accuses Carter of being motivated by his feelings for Hope. "This isn't about Brooke, it's about Hope," she declares. Carter, however, defends his actions, claiming they're rooted in fairness. "If you won't defend Brooke, I will," he argues, reigniting Eric's fury. The Forrester patriarch roars that he's always treated Brooke with respect, but Carter's words suggest otherwise, painting a picture of a man fighting for justice in a deeply flawed system. A mother-daughter divide, Brooke and Hope's heated debate. Back at the cabin, Brooke and Hope engage in a deeply personal conversation that mirrors the corporate battle playing out at Forrester. Brooke expresses admiration for Carter's loyalty to Hope, acknowledging his bold stand. However, she quickly shifts gears, criticizing his methods. "Steffi never should have fired you or cancelled your line," Brooke concedes, but she's firm in her belief that Carter's takeover was deceptive. "Honey, he stole Forrester creations from them. That is not justice." Hope, emboldened by Carter's actions, defends his motives. "He's only trying to bring justice and fairness back to the company," she argues, but Brooke remains unconvinced. She counters that no one forced the Forresters to sign the papers, but the way Carter orchestrated the takeover felt manipulative. "It was deceptive," Brooke insists, her voice tinged with disappointment. The debate becomes a clash of ideals as Hope justifies Carter's actions by pointing to the Forresters' failures as leaders. "Carter is just trying to protect the integrity of Forrester Creations," she claims, but Brooke's skepticism reveals a deeper concern for the moral compromises involved. This exchange highlights the generational and ideological rift between the two women, each fighting to uphold their vision of justice and fairness. The interwoven themes: betrayal, redemption, and justice. From Luna's emotional plea to Carter's bold takeover and Brooke's moral quandary, these stories share common threads of betrayal, redemption, and the search for justice. Luna's confession underscores the human need for understanding, even in the face of unforgivable actions. Similarly, Carter's actions at Forrester Creations challenge traditional notions of loyalty and fairness, forcing the Forresters to confront their own shortcomings. At the core of these narratives lies a question: can redemption ever justify betrayal? Luna seeks absolution from Bill, just as Carter seeks to redefine fairness within a system that has long excluded him. Meanwhile, Brooke and Hope's debate mirrors the broader tension between tradition and progress, each wrestling with the cost of their ideals. What do you think, guys? Is Carter a hero or a villain? Can Luna find redemption, or are her sins too great? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the drama. See you next time.